Have you ever gone to the mall and you saw a super cute clutch or purse or handbag and you were like, dang, I ain't got no money for this, I wish I could make it myself? Yeah, I come into that issue all the time. So guess what? I'm gonna show you guys today how to make a super cute clutch bag for yourself. It's only a couple of items and materials that you need. First off and foremost, you're going to need your fabric. I'm gonna be using this super cute bluish vinyl fabric that I absolutely love. You can use any type of fabric that you want. I'm sticking with this one. Next, you're gonna need some lining, which is gonna go on the inside of your bag. I'm using this polyester. It's the basic black. Of course, again, use any type of fabric of your choice. Next, you're going to need a zipper of your choice. I'm using a black and gold zipper. It's about 9 inches approximately, and you're gonna need a pattern. So my pattern and my zipper match up. As you see, the pattern is approximately 9 inches long, as well as my zipper. So the zipper is going to dictate however long your clutch is going to be, okay? And I'm going to show you guys on another video how you can make your own pattern. I'm telling you, patterns make sewing so much easier. Honestly, they're like needed. It's a must. So yeah, get your pattern and I'll show you guys how to do it in another video. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the first step. The first step that you take is we're going to go ahead and take our pattern and you're going to place it on top of your fabric, like so. You're going to take your pencil or your tailor's chalk and you're going to trace and outline the entire pattern onto the fabric, okay? Voila, super easy, okay? So after we have that, we're gonna go ahead and cut out each piece. So I got both my pieces ready. Go ahead and put all the scraps to the side, and you can put this fabric up because we are done with it as of right now. So now what we want to do is get our lining. So we're going to go ahead and lay this out. Now taking the same pattern from earlier, we're going to go ahead and lay that on top of the lining. And we're going to go ahead and trace that out as well. And you're going to need 2 pieces, the same way that we did with the fabric. Okay, so we have both pieces traced out. So now you're going to go ahead and do the same thing as far as cutting them. And then we're going to move on to the next step. So go ahead and cut them out. So now I have both of my regular fabrics. This is going to be the actual bag itself, and then the inside lining pieces. I'm going to go ahead and also iron these out so that they're nice and pressed before I start to sew. Okay, so go ahead and iron them out if they're a little wrinkled, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. Okay guys, so since we have our pieces all ready, we're gonna go ahead and get the zipper. And what you want to do with the zipper is you're going to place it like so. On the front side of it, you're gonna lay it down so that the right side of the zipper and the right side of the fabric are matching up. Make sure that you do this step. This is super important, because if you don't, it's going to definitely ruin the entire bag, and it's not going to zip properly. It's going to be backwards and you're going to be really mad. So make sure one more time you put it face down. And when you have that face down, you can go ahead and pin it down. I'm going to use my clips like I stated earlier, because I don't want it to ruin my fabric. And I'm going to go ahead and clip it down like so. So this is what it should look like. It should be this part down, clips or pins along the bottom, and when you have it like this, go ahead and sew it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my fabric, place it under my sewing machine, and I'm gonna get started by sewing. So as you go along, you might want to move your zipper down because it might get stuck in the way, and you can go ahead and get the thread into the fabric. My machine has a button, so we're gonna go ahead and press that button to go ahead and put the needle down into the fabric, and you want to go ahead and just start sewing. I'm a back stitch, so my thread doesn't come loose, and I'm just gonna go ahead and sew all the way down. And when you get to the end, go ahead and back stitch again. Go ahead and release the needle. Go ahead and cut the thread pieces. I'm using some thread cutters. Go ahead and cut them for the other side. And it should look like this. Okay? So as you see, we top stitched all the way down. So when you turn your bag inside out, it's gonna look like that. So since we have this first piece down stitched, we're gonna go ahead and grab the other piece, and we're gonna place that on the other side of the fabric. So it's going to look like this. So the same exact way that you did it the first way, you're gonna do it the opposite way for the other side. So you should see this part, the wrong side, should be facing towards you. And go ahead and pin that down or clip it down like I'm gonna do, all the way down like we did the first time. Okay, so it should look like that. And make sure that they do line up on the sides to make sure that everything's gonna be even when we sew it down. And when you have it like that, go ahead to your sewing machine and you can sew this piece down as well. And your bag so far should look like this. So you can see that's the front, this is the inside, which is the back. We stitched along here and here. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get our lining. So the lining is going to go, you're gonna hold it like this, and the lining is going to go directly on top of it like this. Okay, so it's gonna go directly on the top of the wrong side. So just like this, it's gonna go exactly like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip this down. Okay, so it should look like this. So as you see, bam. Okay, now go ahead and sew down this part. Okay guys, so since we have all of the pieces of fabric sewn down onto the zipper, what we're gonna do is go ahead and get the next step started. So what you want to do is make sure that you have it open like so. The right side's like this, the wrong side's like that. And what you're going to do is take both of these pieces bring them together, okay? And that leaves these pieces together. So you have these pieces and these pieces. And make sure that your zipper is pulled back. Go ahead and place that back like so. And you can go ahead and either pin all the sides together or clip them. I'm going to use the pins for this lining fabric, and then I'm going to clip this, okay? So go ahead and just pin it together. Okay, so here's another important step, guys. When you get to this part, make sure you keep this space open. Do not sew right here. You can leave a little gap, like say 3 inches open. So what I'm gonna do is, to remind myself not to sew over this part, I'm gonna go ahead and place a couple of pins together. And what that's gonna do is help me to remember not to sew this opening, because if you do, it's really going to pretty much just ruin the whole point of making the bag. It's going to sew it all up, because what we want to do is be able to turn the bag inside out through the lining, okay? So as you see right here, I left all of these pins here because that's going to remind me not to sew this part, okay? So once everything is pinned down, you're going to go ahead and take it to your sewing machine. And once we sew this down, we're pretty much done with the bag. So let's go on over back to the sewing machine and sew it up, and I'll show you guys the very last step. I'm going to start down here at this point, and I'm going to start sewing like this all the way around until I come back to this part, okay? When you come down to this corner, you're going to pivot. So you're going to pull up your presser foot, and you're going to move your fabric like that and place it back down, okay? And just keep sewing. So now it's like this. Go ahead and remove these needles. Okay, so now it's like this. So what you're gonna do is go ahead and open up that little opening that we did not sew. And what you're gonna do is turn the bag inside out. So you are going to pull the entire bag through. Where the zipper is. So as you see, your bag is done, but we're not done. So go ahead and open it back. Now, make sure that you push the lining pieces all through the corners. And as you see, it's still the opening. So what you want to do is go ahead and you're going to sew along the entire top part. Make sure that it's all tucked in, and you're going to sew along this entire top part. We are done. So go ahead and stuff this back into your bag. Pull all of the sides together and zip up your bag. Voila, we are done. Thank you so much for watching this entire video. I've made your own clutch. You can take this out wherever you want to go. You can stuff whatever you want in this bag. It is yours. You made it, and you can carry it around and be happy and tell everybody that you made your own clutch, you made your own bag.